These are I told us I didn't give time to read them, I'm not sure. Okay. Hey, I don't want to. If I start reading this, I'm going to start crying.
I'll get Dustin to read it.
Okay.
Yes,
I'll probably still start crying.
I might help you. Are they here?
No, he's. You need to sign it?
Yes, a signed one if you don't mind. Thank you.
Suzanne and Robin Peters pay Paul.
That's what we're all doing right now.
Recording in progress.
All right, got a full house this morning. Good. Good morning, everyone. Let's call court to order. Today is Tuesday, September 3rd, 2024, 9:01 a.m. Proof of posting, please.
The agenda was posted on Friday, August 30th, 2024 at 2:10 p.m.
Thank you. Let's stand briefly for a moment of silence, and then we'll have the pledge to the flags.
Please join the pledge. Pledge of allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Texas pledge.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. Thank you. If there's any members of the audience from the public that want to speak to the court on business matters, please do so at this time. All right, seeing none. I'd like to go to under items D, under proclamations and resolutions. Under D1, we have a proclamation declaring the month of September as National Recovery Month. And so, Dustin, and Amy, and whoever you want to come up, why don't you come up? Come on, Judge.
Judge, can we have the rest of our folks join?
Please do. Absolutely. People do all the work. Okay, Dustin?
Yes, sir. Good morning. This is a proclamation of the McLennan County Commissioners Court declaring the month of September as National Recovery Month. Whereas mental health and substance use disorders affect all communities nationwide, with commitment and support, those impacted can embark on a journey of improved health and overall wellness. The focus of National Recovery Month this September is to celebrate all people that make the journey of recovery possible by embracing the 2024 theme, Join the Voices for Recovery. Together we are stronger. Recovery Month spreads the message that people can and do recover every day. And whereas the impact of mental health and substance use disorders is apparent in our local community, 1 in 5 adults experience a mental health condition every year. 1 in 17 lives with a serious mental illness, such as schizophrenia or bipolar disorder. Over 500,000 adults in Texas live with a serious and persistent mental illness. About 1/2 of the mentally impaired population are below the 200% poverty level. Through Recovery Month, people become more aware and able to recognize the signs of mental health and substance use disorders and encourages people in need of recovery services to seek help. Managing the effects of these conditions helps individuals achieve healthy lifestyles, both physically and emotionally. And whereas the Recovery Month observance continues to work to improve the lives of those affected by mental health and substance use disorders by raising awareness and educating communities about the effective services that are available. For the reasons above, I'm asking the citizens of McLennan County to join me in celebrating this September as National Recovery Month. And whereas McLennan County advocates recovery in our community through the continued support of 3 specialty courts, DWI Drug Court, Veterans Treatment Court, and Mental Health Court. Therefore, be it proclaimed that the McLennan County Commissioners Court declares the month of September as National Recovery Month in McLennan County and call upon our community to observe this month with compelling programs and events that support this year's observance, the 33rd anniversary of Recovery Month. Be it further proclaimed, a copy of this proclamation be made a permanent part of the minutes of the Commissioners Court. Judge?
Thank you, and this is signed by myself and the commissioners, and so would y'all like to make a statement to the court?
Judge, just briefly to acknowledge the county's commitment to this kind of recovery, and we thank you for the proclamation, and specifically want to acknowledge this court and the commissioners' support of the specialty courts and all that you all do for us. We thank you.
Well, we'll do a photo op here in a second, but I want to say that since the establishment of the mental health court, there's been a tremendous amount of activity and a lot of positive things have happened. And we're able to address these situations in an area with experts like you folks that not only do it for the job, but for the passion you have about the situation. And as you know, mental health is something that's been around for all, as long as people have been around, I'm sure. But we've become more aware of what mental health causes in our community, in our social life, and even financially. And so the fact that I think that McLennan County and this Commissioner's Court recognizes that and has helped establish this court is also, like you say, thanks to the court for doing this as well. So if any of the commissioners would like to come around, we will get the crew lined up and the commissioners on the side, and then we'll have someone take a picture so they can frame it in their office. They got a pair of walls.
You okay?
Recovery.
Appreciate
you. Yeah, appreciate all of it.
Well, thank you.
You can always take photos. He's still nice.
All right, Commissioner.
Judge, I move that we ratify this proclamation signifying this month as National Recovery Month.
Second.
All right, we have a motion second. Any other discussion? No other discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Pass. Thank you. All right, Dustin.
All right, D2 is a proclamation of the McLennan County Commissioners Court recognizing October 1st through 7th, 2024 as National 4-H Week. Whereas the McLennan County Commissioners Court is proud to honor the 4-H Youth Development Program of the Texas A&M AgriLife Extension Service for 114 years of providing experience-based education to youngsters throughout the Lone Star State. And whereas this admirable program, which seeks to provide a learning experience for the whole child, including head, heart, hands, and health, helps young Texans to acquire knowledge, develop life skills, and form attitudes to enable them to become self-directed, productive, and contributing members of our society. And whereas it's more than 550,000 urban, suburban, and rural youth participants ranging in age from 8 to 19, held from diverse ethnic and socioeconomic backgrounds, and truly represent a cross-section of the state. And whereas the program undoubtedly could not have achieved the success that it has today were it not for the service of its more than 22,000 volunteers, who have given generously of their time, talents, energies, and resources to the youth of Texas. And whereas through its proud history, the 4-H program has developed positive role models for countless Texans, and through its innovative and inspiring programs, continues to build character and to instill the values that have made our state strong and great. Therefore, be it proclaimed that the McLennan County Commissioners Court recognizes October 1st through 7th, 2024 as National 4-H Week in Texas, and commend the 4-H Youth Development Program of the Texas A&M AgriLife Extension Service and the many men and women who have made the program a success. Be it further proclaimed, a copy of this proclamation be made a permanent part of the minutes of the Commissioners Court. Judge?
All right, thank you. Well, as I've said many times, the 4-H program is another great program that builds great character for our citizens in our community. We want quality leadership. We have to start from the youth and bring it up, and this is a program that is proven time and time again that it works. You'll go back and see a lot of folks in leadership positions all across the nation have been involved in 4-H, FFA, all the different rural community programs that also involve people in the cities, and like the scouting programs and all too. It's the whole purpose is you may have projects, but that's just the side deal. It's really building character and responsibility for these kids. So if you'd like to say a few words, and then also I think you have a presentation on 4-H, is that right?
I do.
Okay.
You want to do this one first and then we'll go into that, or you want to do it
Yeah.
all in one?
You call it. You're the judge. You go ahead.
No, I'm not that. I don't want that job.
So would you like to say a few comments about this proclamation?
So the proclamation, we're going to have a National 4-H Week. We have activities that we are going to do throughout the week that these kiddos who are on my county council came up with for community involvement, kind of sharing 4-H stories and getting kids to know what 4-H is, who might be in their schools when they wear green. Why are you wearing green on Wednesday? Well, I'm a part of 4-H. Kind of gets their story told. A little bit else is that we're going to do a huge community service project throughout this whole entire week. The kids are actually voting on it tonight at our county council meeting on what we're going to do. Are we going to do things for the animal shelter? Are we going to do food pantry, that type of thing? Trying to figure out what they want to do for the community to give back. Last year we did a pack the backpacks for school. So we collected school supplies. That way they had school supplies to give throughout the whole entire year. So this year we're kind of trying to figure out what our one-day 4-H community service activity is going to be. That way we can give back to the community that gives back to these kiddos. So.
All right. So we're going to do, yes.
Could we ask these young folks to introduce themselves?
Yes.
Why don't you introduce yourselves, tell them what position you are and what activities you do in 4-H. Yeah.
Hi, my name is Callie Scoggins. I'm serving as the 2024-2025 County Council President. I compete in public speaking, commercial steers, and breeding and market lambs
You go to school?
at Lorena.
My name is Wyatt Scoggins, and I'm the parliamentarian on the 2024-2025 County Council. I also go to Lorena. I show breeder sheep, market lambs, and livestock judge.
Oh, I'm Audrey Barrick. I am the Health and Safety Officer on the 2024-2025 Council, and I show heifers, breeding gilts, and market swine.
I'm Kate Swain. I go to Crawford, and I'm serving as the first vice president for McLennan County, and I'm also on the State 4-H Council as well. I do livestock judging. I show heifers and bulls, and I also do public speaking.
I can tell.
They do it well, don't they?
Yes, they do.
Every single one of them has done public speaking in some form or fashion.
All right. Well, let's give them a round of applause. So for the photo app, I'm going to ask y'all to come around and stand behind the Commissioner's Court, and then we'll have some pictures taken. So
Sounds
yes,
good.
either way.
I'm gonna take them. I'm not taking them.
Maddie, you come because I'm going to hand you. We're going to do this. So Tracy behind you will help you get the pictures done.
Center yourself out there a minute.
Look at all the chairs. It's like musical chairs over here. All right. She's like, I'm gonna move everything. Okay.
Perfect. Can you come on this side of Judge, if you don't mind? Just go here. Perfect. And then, there we go. That's awesome. All right. You can lower this one too for me, if you don't mind. Thank you. More detailed than I am, Commissioner. That's perfect. All right, I'm counting 3. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Stay right there. I'm actually in the picture on the screen. Let me get out. There we go. 1, 2, 3. One more. Keep those beautiful smiles. 1, 2, 3. Got it. Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you, thank
Thank
you.
you, guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate
All right.
it.
And then, all right, and thank you. All right, Maddie, if you want to go ahead and do your, yeah.
So a little bit about what we do in 4-H is we couldn't do it without y'all. Y'all are commissioners. Y'all are the ones who help me implement what I do with these kids in and outside of schools. We do a lot of curriculum enrichment throughout the schools without 4-H kiddos. What also we do is I help these kiddos with their projects. I help them with public speaking. We travel across the state with them. All of the fun things. Last year, you kind of have a little recap at the front. Throughout this whole entire book that I created, you can see we had lots of kiddos go to the district and state horse show. We had a lot of champions out of all of those divisions, and over half of them all came from McLennan County. Our 4-H achievement banquet, a couple of y'all were there. Thank you so much for attending that as well. You saw probably a couple of these kiddos back here receive some awards, especially 2 of our Gold Star awards. Kate Swain and Callie Scoggins received those Gold Star awards. That's the highest award a 4-H member can receive in the state of Texas. We also had 6 people go to our state educational presentations for 4-H Roundup. They got to do a topic that they are passionate about, and they got to go speak about it and different things like that and compete at that state level. We also had one go to nationals. And so she did the horse presentation. Her name was Bailey Wormstadt. She competed at nationals for her horse presentation, and she actually got 3rd in Georgia. So that was a really cool experience for her to go see somewhere new, get to know some new people. We had a bunch of people compete in our district fashion, a bunch of our livestock judging teams and things like that. Wyatt said he livestock judge. He also didn't tell you that he is one of our top livestock judges in the state of Texas, and he is rocking it as a intermediate. And you're moving up to senior this year, right? I thought so. Food show and food challenge. Kids get to learn about healthy eating, making healthy meals and things like that. Throughout the livestock side, though, besides all of our great aspects of food, fashion, different contests like that, we had a lot of individuals this year compete at the county show as well as across the state of Texas with livestock shows. We had 273 kids show at the county show, which is super awesome, and that was just through 4-H. And 120 exhibited their projects across the state, whether that was swine, heifers, all of the above. Like, it's been an incredible experience. So you can look through those. We've had some grand champions of breeds. We've had some reserve overalls with some bulls. It's been super awesome experience. Our partnership with MCC still continues. We're hosting 140 kids every year, educating them non-4-Hers, those non-traditional kids, about what 4-H is, getting them outside, getting them actively involved, and that type of thing. All 4 of these kiddos, as well as more of our kiddos, 13 kids, we took to Surge, which is a leadership lab. That is where they get to go learn about leadership, and we definitely couldn't do that without y'all's support, because we couldn't haul all these kiddos on our own budgets and our own time. So we absolutely had to have y'all. And we took 22 little kids to our county camp. Some of these are their first nights to stay away from their mamas and daddies, and some of them want to, mamas and I just like get out of my house. So it's one of those things that's super fun. They get to learn about 4-H and get to learn different activities and games. And then last but not least, we had our curriculum enrichment where I go into the schools where these kiddos help me run agriculture days. I go in, the Master Gardeners help, and we reached over 8,000 students this year, which was absolutely incredible, and we hope to do that again this year. So we had 475 members. We hope to get to 500 this year. So if you hear somebody and they're like, we need something for our kids to do, tell them to reach out to me. We have something to do for everybody in 4-H, and we're more than willing to open the doors to them and be a welcoming arms. But like I said, we couldn't do any of this without y'all, and that is why I brought you this today, so you can see what your support does for the youth of McLennan County and how it helps me empower them and build them up as leaders of tomorrow. So thank you guys so much, and we appreciate you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Yeah.
Awesome.
All right. And
y'all can keep these, by the way. I don't.
Thank you. So going back, what's the pleasure of the court on item D1 on the proclamation that we just presented?
Motion to approve. Second.
Motion made and second. Any other discussion? No other discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Pass. Going to M3, this presentation is just heard. Is there a motion to approve this presentation for recording purposes?
So moved. Second.
Have a motion second. No other questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Pass.
Thank you.
Thank y'all. Okay. I'd like to go to items G14, this authorization of renewal of contract and related resolution with Linebarger and on the fines and fees collection service. So Scott works here, so Scott, come up.
Where's the judge, G14?
Yes, sir, it is G14.
Thank you, Your Honor. Recently, John Gimble, the district clerk, asked me if we could add collection for the district clerk and the delinquent court cost. We can do that for him, and so had a discussion with Dustin about how to go about doing that, and we learned that our current contract is on an automatic renewal, but it was last signed in 2001. And so we thought we'd take this opportunity to just go ahead and renew the contract for our delinquent fines and fees programs that we do for the county. And I'm here to answer any questions.
Okay, any questions anyone have?
Which is probably a good thing.
Yeah.
Must be happy with what we get.
All right, what's the pleasure of the court?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Have motion second. Any other discussion? No other discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Pass.
Thank you, Your Honor.
That's an easy one.
I would like to just say that it's an honor and a privilege to represent the county, and personally, it is a real thrill. So thank you all very much.
Thank you.
Glad to have you.
All right, there's one proclamation, one last one that we need to do, and I want to ask Dustin to read it into the record. This is a recognition for Reed Alexander Jones and his achievement as an Eagle Scout. Always good to recognize that. So, Dustin?
Yes, sir. This is a proclamation of the McLennan County Commissioners Court recognizing Reed Alexander Jones and his achievement of Eagle Scout. Whereas the McLennan County Commissioners Court, mindful of the importance of positive citizenship, believes in the significance of recognizing those individuals who positively affect the communities in which they work and live. And whereas the Commissioners Court of McLennan County, Texas, wishes to officially recognize Reed Alexander Jones for being worthy of the Eagle Award. And whereas Reed Alexander Jones earned 28 merit badges. He was with Cub Scout Pack 308 and earned the Arrow of Light, and served as a patrol leader, assistant senior patrol leader, chaplain, and scribe. And in addition to scouting, Reed enjoys animals and spent his summer working at the Brazos Valley Equine Hospital, attends Antioch Community Church, and maintains National Honor Society with his grade point average. He is the son of proud parents, County Commissioner Will Jones and Mrs. Merrill Jones, brother and friend to older brother Grant Jones. And whereas Reed Alexander Jones completed his Eagle Project by planning, fundraising, and clearing the walking trail in the Cameron Park Zoo of overgrowth and vegetation, bringing use back to the trail for visitors for years to come. And whereas a senior at Live Oak Classical School, Reed plans to attend Texas Tech University and major in veterinary science for large animals. And whereas Reed Alexander Jones continues to show leadership and integrity in his endeavors as those that were instilled in him by his love of family, faith, and scouting, and demonstrating great respect and pride to his community and family. And now therefore be it proclaimed that the McLennan County Commissioners Court recognizes Reed Alexander Jones for his service to his community and for the outstanding award of Eagle Scout. And be it further proclaimed that a copy of this proclamation be made a permanent part of the minutes of the Commissioners Court. Judge?
All right, well, it's good to hear we're gonna have another horse bet in the town, and you can't have enough of those. And Reed's following the footsteps of Grant, and as we spoke before with the 4-H folks, that this is another fantastic leadership opportunity for kids that can take the time, and it takes time. It takes a lot of dedication and support from their parents also to do this. And then there's, the certification of Eagle Scout is big, and I didn't realize that. My son-in-law is Eagle Scout, and it connects with so many people, just like, some of your alliances with colleges and those kind of things. Eagle Scouts have their own community and mindset on getting things done, and so they're trained to approach problems with solution-based, with logic and getting to the solution, and that's the key part of it right there. It makes a lot of MacGyvers in our community. TJ probably is something like that, but fix it all. But we're very proud of Reed, Will, and
Thanks.
I wish he could be here. I know he's
Yeah, he's tied up. He would have loved to have been here. Not really.
Well, if you don't mind, I'd like.
Sure,
you and
go
Merle
ahead.
have raised two incredible young men.
Thank you.
Having got to know both of them, they're the most respectful, good-looking young men, and you guys have to be proud of them.
got their looks from their mama.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. And they're hanging on to their hair so far.
Okay.
Well, I just want to say thanks. I'd like to say a special thanks to Commissioner Smith for coming last weekend to the ceremony. It was a nice ceremony, and the chapel was completely full at the Methodist Church, and so it's been a journey, and Reed's going places.
Yeah, no question about that.
So I'll make a motion, we approve.
All right, that motion is second. Any other discussion? No other discussion. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Pass. Thank you.
Congrats, buddy.
Thanks.
Yeah, congratulations. All right, before I get to the consent agenda, since we don't have any pulls, well, I tell you, there's no recommended pulls on the consent agenda. The only thing that's on there that I've asked Ryan to say something about is the burn ban, because we did get 3/4 of an inch of rain at my house, but there's other issues. So Ryan, if you don't mind, kind of get your thought process about really what we need to move off the burn ban.
And after the good moment, then you bring me up. Commissioner Jones, congratulations, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah, like you said, we did get some rain last night, but unfortunately it was sporadic. Most of the county didn't get a whole bunch, and matter of fact, less than a half an inch in places, and it's been so awfully hot in the last couple of months. Our team has been looking at the long range forecasting, and we are under the impression that our rain totals will be below normal over the next several weeks. So in light of all of that, our office recommends that we maintain the burn ban into the next court sitting. If conditions clear up, then we can certainly remove that. But at this point, we recommend that burn ban remains in place.
Okay. And there is a lot of fuel out there. There's lots of grass growing during that rainy season. It's still standing and it's dry.
Yes,
now.
sir. Because we had such a wet June, which from a heat perspective was fantastic, we're going to have to pay the piper on that eventually. There was a lot of growth, and whether it's this fire season or next, that's going to be a lot of fuel.
Yeah. Okay, so there's no action on that. Just wanted to have a comment on it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ryan. All right, since there's no pulls and we had a little report on the burn ban, is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So move.
I'll second. Any other discussion? No other discussion. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Pass. I'd like to go to item H2. This is an update from Brinkley Sergeant and regarding the McLennan County Downtown Jail remodel project. So Denny Bowles is here with us today. So Denny, if you'll come forward and bring us up to date.
Morning, Court, Judge.
Morning.
Got a little PowerPoint.
Okay.
To get going here. Kind of go over some imagery here, seeing where we're at when it comes up, and then we'll give a little more status on where we're at.
There it is. There it comes.
So during this time, as you know, we're putting out Volume 1, September 5th, this week. And that is the MEP packages, scope of work, structural bid package, and elevators. Those are our long lead items that to get under contract. JE Construction is, we should be getting design development pricing in any day now. They've been going through with a lot of detail and a lot of back and forth. But, so we can kind of continue here. We can kind of advance on the PowerPoint. And we'll just kind of give you some, where we're at, what we're looking at for the exterior, some exterior images, and also some of the public areas, interiors, the courts, and the lobby areas. And so this just kind of gives you an overall view of what you're seeing there. And there you're seeing the addition on the purchase building side, and that's where we're bringing in, we're adding to that elevation there. We're bringing in, that's the judge's entry. We're stacking some utilities there, and that is where they're coming in, both public staff on the alley side and judges on their secure parking side. That just gives you an idea of what that looks like. So just progress another, and just gives you some overall elevations here. Just giving you what it look. This is looking from, is it Columbus? Columbus. And so you're seeing here some modifications we have done, that we're doing to the exterior envelope on the jail. To clean out some of the detention framing and reworking the exterior envelope and what that looks like at the corners. And then in the middle there, you see the addition. We're looking at a couple of different types of just limestone there to thin clad limestone and some metal panel. And then you have the annex on the right. Next slide. Again, this is looking from the addition part we're just looking at. You will not see this very often, be hard to see, but so we're showing it now so you have a good idea what it looks like. And then the next slide. And again, just the annex side, you can see what the addition on the left looks like with a combination of limestone and metal panel. You just progress on. And this just gives you some idea what it's going to look like from kind of the major viewing points from street level, which is where you'll be seeing it. So just a couple of aspects. We're matching the framing. It's a dark aluminum framing, the window framing there. So we're matching that to tie it together. We're giving the addition a kind of a simplistic identity of its own, seeing that the two buildings they don't talk to each other. So that's how we've addressed it there. So from an addition standpoint, that's where we're at, looking at that point. We'll go to the lobby areas, looking at kind of a couple of kind of a dark and light tone here, but this is when you walk into the lobby. You've just cleared the security screening area, And when you walk in, this is what the lobby will look like. You've got the district clerk entry on the right, and then you got the annex over on the left. Kind of continue on. And again, this is when you walk into the district clerk office there. Just keep rolling. You go up to the lobby areas, you walk off the public elevators, and as you turn a corner, this is what that lobby area will look like in that aspect. And again, this is just where the judges' chambers, their staff interacts with the public. And again, it gives you an idea where we are at this point in time. And this is just, again, as you move up the building, you come off the elevator, and this is what these lobbies look like. So the second option is just, you'll see here, it's just a little different. It's a darker wood tone in some areas. And what we're going to do is, when we get pricing back from JE, we're going to evaluate all this pricing. And of course, this is what's in the pricing package currently. And then we may have to, manipulate some things, address some things, so we'll come back and show you what that, if there is an impact on what that is. And so this is just showing you kind of a different color scheme here on what these may look like.
Not too thrilled with the orange ceilings.
Orange?
Orange.
Yeah, it's probably it's just a wood
Just
ceiling.
the way
Yeah, we
is that
could-
way the,
Yeah,
is that just the way the
It's just the way-
slides come off?
Yeah.
Okay.
It'll be a wood ceiling. That's
Okay.
what it'll be. So,
You understand orange.
oh yeah.
We don't do orange.
We don't do orange in Waco.
Well, that's okay. That's my background as well. So, but here we're just trying to add some warmth
Sure.
into the, because when you get into these public areas, they take a lot of abuse. And so that's why you have a tile floor, that's why we're having furniture protect the gyp board partitions. We have some vinyl wall covering that takes wear better. But then there's not a whole lot of acoustic value in there. So all that's we're trying to get this both some warmth and some acoustic value into the ceiling, as well as integrate the lighting, because we have the existing conditions, we have very low floor-to-floor heights. And so we're continuing to max that out. But one way is to incorporate everything into that ceiling. So that's where we're at right now on this. So it won't be orange. It'll be wood. It'll be a warm wood tone, is what we want, so.
A little later, when we get a little further along, we'll actually see some material maybe with the colors on it.
So we will. So when all that pricing's settled, we know exactly what's in the final package. We will have samples for that.
Okay.
And again, we'll have a couple different options to bring to the county staff to look through and get their preference on this.
Okay.
So there's no final selection made. It's all county input and looked at. Just working with the county staff, this is kind of where we're at this point in time.
Thank you.
So we'll go to the courtrooms. So this is, again, we have a couple different options, just kind of a tone-on-tone option. But one of the advantages of working in the existing jail is that we have that 2-volume or volume and a half space. And so we're able to really do some things with that. And this is what you're seeing here. Typically in a courtroom, you want that your judge centered, but existing conditions don't allow that. Within the plan it is, but visually we're going to offset it and balance it out other ways. And so this is what you're looking at here. Just kind of next slide. Just kind of give you just some different viewpoints of what the courtrooms are looking like at this time. This is from the judge's bench. And again, we have some ceilings that provide acoustic qualities along with fabric wrap panels at the upper volume to help the sound quality within the space. Okay, keep going. And then just a different option here, just a kind of a darker wood, but with a different, some panels. And one of the things we're still working through with our AV consultants is the nature of the AV in that room, whether it's going to be, you know, a larger screen or maybe some couple of minor screens, just see how that works within the space. And so we're finalizing some sizes and things like that. So we still have work to do, but, you know, overall, we've been given pretty good positive feedback on this and the direction that's going. So as I mentioned, Volume 1's going out September 5th. And then Volume 2, again, once we get the pricing on DD, we'll see where we're at, but have to take some redirect. But on Volume 2, we're looking at the first week of November in that time frame to issue Volume 2, and that's the remaining package of the set, with the intent that we issue that. We make any addendums on Volume 1 during, as you know, we are in the holiday season as well, so maybe prolonged, but we'll issue an addendum on the Volume 1, and then that will be cleaning everything up. We issue a construction issue in January, which is when they are breaking ground in that time frame. We are meeting with the city. In fact, we have a meeting tomorrow dealing with codes. We're talking with the city tomorrow about the alley between the historic courthouse and the jail. A lot going on there, a lot of coordination going on. So all that's been going great. We've had no obstacles or issues there. And once we get pricing on the design development, we'll evaluate that and we'll be coming back to you on that status. And we'll get the orange out.
Much
It looks
appreciated.
really nice, Denny. It really does.
Yeah, it's look good.
Excited about it.
Yeah, those courtrooms look.
Courtrooms look great.
Any questions or?
Any questions?
So when should we expect an estimate?
In any day now.
Okay.
I know they've been doing a great job over there flushing out prices. And of course, what they're obviously focusing on is what's going to be in Volume 1.
Yeah.
Dealing with mechanical contractors and electrical subs and those. And so I know they're vetting that out along with the other structural and elevator packages. So, because those will be rolling out first.
Okay.
And the discussions with the city is important because of the time frame that the alley needs to be done so you can take the next step. And so we'll be working close with the city, but, you know, just everybody needs to understand that that construction causes issues with the normal flow of activities like knee replacements. You got to go through some pain to get a better knee. So that's what we're looking for. So
There'll be some messiness there for a while,
yeah,
yes.
there will be. Having the lay-down yard over there across the catty corner across the street is gonna be very helpful and so gonna take some patience. And in regards to the alley, there's gonna be a point that no one will be able to park in there while they tear all that out. And so security is number one priority, so they'll work on where they'll be, and then any spots to fill in after that will be done. But anyhow, any questions, any more questions? Okay, been a long time coming.
Looks great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Denny.
Appreciate it.
All right, is there a motion to approve Denny's report for recording purposes?
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion second, any discussion? No discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Pass. TJ, I didn't ask you, is there anything you'd want to say on any of this that hadn't been said, or?
No, Denny covered it all.
All right.
Well, it's looking nice, so we're excited.
Okay, great. All right, thank you. Okay, Dustin?
Yes, sir. So we can go to item F, bids, RFPs, RFQs. F1's authorization of proposal with M&E Consultants. It's a site visit, drone and topographic survey of county drainage channel. As we mentioned last week, we've reached out to the city to start the conversation on this drainage channel. So if we could just keep this deferred.
All right. All right, we have a motion second. On the discussion point, there's several issues that need to be addressed between the city and the county, and so we're trying to get them bundled up so we know exactly all the different things we need to talk about and maybe trade or whatever. So that's why we want to defer this. Like tie a bow around it and give it to them, but I don't know if that'll work. All right, we have a motion second. If no other discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Pass.
F2 is authorization of recommendation for RFP 24-017, McLennan County Transportation of Deceased. Ken?
Yes, we received responses from Central Texas Mortuary and Empath Way. Through our evaluation process, we want to make this recommendation that the McLennan County grant the award for transportation of deceased to Central Texas Mortuary. Central Texas Mortuary submitted the best evaluated response. I do have accompanying evaluation summary. I also did try to do a cost analysis of the new proposals. Looking at the proposals, if we had gone with Empath Way, we would have experienced approximately 35% increase. Using Central Texas Mortuary, we're looking at an approximately 9% increase. But again, our recommendation is Central Texas Mortuary.
Any questions for Ken?
Oh, I must say I did speak with or send copies of the proposals to the JPs. I did hear back from a couple of them, and they support this.
Right, and so primarily you and Dustin and Heather did the scoring, and then you
Yes.
talked to the JP, so we're.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, any other questions or comments? All right, what's the pleasure of the court?
Motion to approve the recommendation.
Second.
Motion made and second. Any other discussion? No other discussion. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Pass.
Item F3, authorization of proposal from Clark Roofing for information technology building roof system overlay. TJ?
So Ken had kind of alluded to this last time we talked about the main proposals coming in for the hail damage project. Like he was saying, we did have some additional funding left over from that initial claim. This is to redo the IT roof on the main building itself. This is one of our last facilities in our roofing project. So we're really wanting to push forward and get this one taken care of, but using those funds left over from the original claim. Came in on a TIPS contract, so it's good there contract-wise, so we're seeking approval.
All right, any questions?
What we have left covers the cost?
Oh, yes, sir. Yeah, and then we'll have about $500,000 left.
Okay.
Yeah, after, and we have an amendment for the other three projects today that I'll go over in a bit, but we have $780,000 left over. And so, of course, definitely enough to cover this requested project.
Okay. Any, let's see, we have a motion.
Yeah, I make a motion to approve.
Second.
Have a motion second. Any other discussion? No other discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Pass. Thank you.
Can I may just add, I think that kind of completes in summary, am I right, TJ? We've pretty much covered all the roofs in the county that we started on this project a number of years ago, and I think this completes the first round. Now we're probably going to have to come back and start looking at some of the roofs that we weren't in that project.
We
years
start
ago.
over again, right?
Yeah, we start over again.
Well, roofs are always needing to be maintained, and so that's, and you don't have a good roof, you don't have a good building.
Yes, sir.
The bones go away in a hurry.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, moving on to item G, contracts, interlocal agreements. G1 is authorization of cloud services agreement and related quote with Liftoff LLC for Microsoft Office 365 licenses. John?
Yes, this is just adding 3 G5 licenses to our existing license count. That'll provide us a little more options with some of the products, like business analytics and a few other things. It's for 1 at the sheriff's office and 2 in IT. We have plenty of money in the budget to cover this expense at $372.60.
Does this
And
include Copilot?
Copilot's included anyway,
Okay.
but no, this does not specifically add that.
Okay. Any questions? I'll make a motion, we approve.
Second.
Have a motion second, any discussion? No other discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Pass.
All right, up next, we have quite a few of our annual contracts. So the funds are in the FY25 budget for all of these. So if it's all right, I'll just run through them quickly. And if there's any questions, just stop me, please.
Okay.
All right, G2 is authorization of service agreement renewals with Heart of Texas Behavioral Health Network. G2A is regarding the agreement for mental health deputy services. This is where BHN pays us an amount for 1 deputy. G2B is regarding agreement for comprehensive mental health and mental retardation services. This is the large comprehensive agreement that covers many different mental health services. G2C is regarding the agreement for emergency psychiatric services. G2D is regarding agreement for jail diversion services, pretrial diversion services, and reintegration roundtable. I know the sheriff's office would like to have continuing discussions on the jail diversion piece, but visited with David this morning. We're okay approving, and then we can have those discussions just ongoing. G2E is regarding grant agreement for medical clearance initiative at the Crisis Treatment Center. That's that issue of medical clearance. We've been able to provide this, and it has helped. G3 is authorization of spay-neuter services contract with Animal Birth Control Clinic. G4 is authorization of renewal of service agreement with Advocacy Center for Crime Victims and Children. G5 is authorization of services agreement with McLennan County Investment Fund. G6 is authorization of contract for services with court-appointed special advocates CASA for children, McLennan County. G7 is authorization of agreement for, if we can hold G7, I'm sorry, that one may need to be deferred.
All right,
Dropping
hold.
down to G8, sorry.
Hold, yeah.
G8 is authorization of contract for services with the Cove Heart of Texas. G9 is authorization of contract for services with Creative Waco. G10, authorization of renewal of services agreement with McLennan County Dispute Resolution Center. G11 is authorization of provision of library services agreements with Hewitt Community Library, McGinley Memorial Library, Moody Community Library, Nancy Nell Memorial Library, and West Public Library. G12 is authorization of interlocal agreement with Waco Crime Stoppers. Did want to point out this one bumped up to 15,000, and I think with the intent of it resetting back to that 10,000 next year, but we'll make a note of that as we head into budget. And then G13 is authorization of contract for services with Greater Waco Sports Commission. So that would, we just need to hold G7 out of those annual contracts.
And the intention is to defer G7?
Defer, yes, sir.
All right, I make a
Yes, sir.
motion, we defer G7.
Second.
Have a motion second, any other discussion? No other discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, pass. All right, what's the pleasure of the court on the balance of those contracts?
Motion to approve.
Second.
All right, have a motion second, any other discussion? No other discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, pass.
All right, moving down to item G. Agreement with Civic Plus LLC, authorization of invoices. There's several invoices, so I'll read them all in. G15A regarding renewal of Civic Clerk licensing. G15B is regarding renewal of Civic Engage licensing. G15C is the renewal of Audio Eye, and G15D is the renewal of Archive Social licensing. John?
Yeah, so these just the renewal of all of our contracts again, and this, so the Civic Clerk allows for the agenda and all that sort of thing. The Civic Engage is for our website. The Audio Eye is also for our website. It's for the ADA compliance. And the, did I miss one there? The Archive Social is for our archiving of all of our social media sites, which is required by, of course, open records laws. They're all been recommended for approval, and they're all included in the budget.
Okay, any questions? All right, no questions. What's the pleasure of the court?
Motion to approve G15A, B, C, and D.
D, yeah. All right. Second. I have motion second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Pass.
G16, authorization of extension of meal services agreement with Trinity Services Group for Highway 6 Jail and Jack Harwell Detention Center. Ken or Major Imes?
We alluded to this in our discussion on the budget, but again, in our contract, we have an opportunity for Trinity to come to us with an increase in pricing. It's tied to the CPI. It's the CPI Meals Away from Home, and they provided that sheet when they submitted the increase, and so this should be good to go at 4.1% for this next budget year.
So if it references CPI specific to meals that are delivered, I guess.
Meals Away from Home. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Well, I've been, food prices went up tremendously, but then they're starting to drop back down. But I guess CPI.
Yeah, it's
it runs average.
taking a picture between this
Yeah,
point and this point.
gotcha. Okay.
10 years ago, a meal that cost, let's say, $24.54 now costs $36.55. Is that correct?
I'm sorry, I'd have to do it.
We're
on
gonna
the
assume it
table.
is.
Yes, I'll assume it's right. You're a money
I think
man.
you're right. Okay, any questions? It is over the normal 3% that we kind of raise our eyebrows to, but I think it's.
But this is not tied to that. It is tied specifically to the
Gotcha.
CPI.
Is the service still, is the sheriff's office still, is the jail still pleased with the service?
I haven't visited with it, but when this first came up, I visited with David, and they were happy with the service at that time.
Yeah.
David, are you on there?
Yes, Commissioner, we're still happy with the service. They're a good partner, a good service provider for us. And we realize it's above that whisper number of 3%, but it's reasonable per the CPI and the contract, and they are a good service provider for the county.
Great.
And we have had worse.
Yes. That's my
Okay.
motion to approve the authorization of extension of meal service agreement with Trinity Service Group Incorporated.
All right.
Second.
Motion made and second. Any other discussion? No other discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Pass.
G17, authorization of agreement and related quote with Motorola Solutions for patrol vehicle routers for body in-car camera cell service for the sheriff's office. David?
Yes, Commissioners, this is in light of the body camera and the in-car systems that we're now utilizing in our patrol vehicles. We've gone to, the system we were putting in our cars is end-of-life service. We're going to the newer model, and that newer model uses cellular connection. The body cams that were approved in the FY25 budget will also use a cellular connection. So what this Sierra wireless device will do will keep us from having to run SIM cards in each one of those. We can just run a single SIM card. It's cutting down on monthly service fees, but increasing equipment costs. So we have less month-to-month fees.
Sounds good.
Great.
All right, what's the pleasure of the court?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion made and second. Any other discussion? No other discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Pass.
G18 is authorization of intergovernmental agreement with Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, ATF's Explosives Accelerant Detection K-9 program. David?
Yes, we are looking to extend this contract, just to give you all a heads up. I don't want to give any definitive dates, but we're going to retire our ATF K-9 this year. We'll, of course, need this contract until that retirement comes up for the dog. So we recommend that we extend this until we can get the dog to its retirement in this fiscal year.
Any questions?
So we're not going to have a a replacement, you're saying, David?
We are, Commissioner, but there may be a period where there'll be some layover where we won't before the dog retires.
Okay.
But we are exploring that option with the ATF currently as well.
All right.
Make a motion to approve.
Second. Motion second, any other discussion? No other discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, pass.
G19, authorization of service contract with Otis Elevator Company. TJ?
Yes, so we are seeking approval to move away from our current elevator service provider over at Otis. There's a cost savings of a little over $500 a month, and there's no lag in service. So everything matches apples to apples as far as what they're giving us for the money that we're spending. So we're definitely excited about this contract, and we're seeking approval.
Okay, any questions for TJ?
All these elevators are currently in use, TJ?
Sure.
Okay.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All right, I have a motion second, any other discussion? No other discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, pass.
Thank you, TJ.
G20, authorization of agreement and related proposal with Johnson Controls for software upgrade for HVAC control system. TJ?
So I'll let John speak to this one. It's more about a security issue that we're having with our current system. So this is more of a controls upgrade from a software perspective.
Yeah, so this contract had lapsed on the HVAC control computer. So what we're doing here is we are putting an agreement back in place with Johnson Controls. And that will allow for upgrading the software on there to keep it, as TJ said, it's more secure to help our cybersecurity compliance. And then the $10,000 some dollar amount, that is for a project to actually help us put in the virtual server. So it'll be now a server instead of a PC, so it'll be more secure and it'll be updated on a rotating basis. And we do have money in this year's budget to cover this.
Well, it's $10,760.69 for installing that virtual software. And then we have a planned service agreement or what did we call it, TJ?
Yeah, it's like a PNC. It's a monthly.
But that additional
Software
planned service
subscription or
agreement,
something like that.
yeah, $6,151.48. Those two go together.
Move to approve.
Second?
All right, motion second, any other discussion? No other discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, pass.
All right, item G21, authorization of renewal of employee assistance program, EAP services agreement with Deer Oaks EAP Services. Anna?
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
So I have here a request to renew the agreement with Deer Oaks. It's our employee assistance program. There's no change in cost. It's still $1.56 per employee per month. That's not changed for a few years now. And this program offers legal assistance, will preparation software free to employees, counseling services up to 5 sessions when employees call individually. And I've included the annual utilization there for the past few years. So we had 4.9% utilization in 2023. So that's around 50 employees or so who've actually reached out and used EAP. This utilization does not include our on-site counseling that we used this year. Our contract includes 12 hours of on-site counseling. So we have somebody actually come to speak to employees. And we use we have 2 events that we used it for, and all 12 hours were used in 2023. So we do recommend this for approval. We feel it's a valuable tool for the county.
What kind of consultant is it that comes actually on the, is it?
Like
It's a counselor.
counselor, like if there's maybe a death in the department or something like that, or
Right. If there's an event that impacts a lot of employees, we arrange for the counselor to come on site and be available to employees for a session, for either a group session or individual sessions. And we used all 12 hours in this past year.
Okay, And I will say, I might just remind everyone out there that does not have a will, being that I'm the probate judge, it's, sometimes, you can save your family and get your wishes, granted, through a document.
Yep.
And, that lives longer than you. And so I would recommend that people take advantage of that, opportunity. It doesn't need to be complicated. It can be very simple, but, I would sure recommend anyone, to look at that anyway.
So is there any fee for the will preparation, or is it just?
It's a template.
Is it a template?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm glad you asked about that. It's one of our favorite features. So we stress that to new hires during orientation. It's a software you can download. The best way to describe it is if anybody's familiar with TurboTax, it works the same way. It's a software you download. The employee has it on can keep it on their desktop. It doesn't expire. And they can continue to use it and make adjustments as needed. And so they answer these prompted questions, and they're very simple questions. You can ask for help along the way. And then at the end of that process, you kind of hit submit, and it creates this PDF will document that you can just take and have notarized, and it's done.
And if you're confused about who to put on the beneficiary, I'll send you my account number. Plug it in there. Okay, great. Go ahead.
Question, at our health fair, and we've probably done this in the past, but I'd like to see us really somehow highlight this so that we could increase our employee participation in it.
Absolutely, yes. That's a great idea for information point.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks. All right, what's the pleasure of the court?
Motion to approve the renewal?
Second.
Motion second, any other discussion? No other discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Pass.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Under item H, Catapult Improvement and Construction Projects, H1s regarding the demolition of 415 Columbus Avenue, bid 24-013, authorization of change order number 1 for Midwest Wrecking Company of Texas. TJ?
Yes, so when we put together the original scope, we'd asked Midrec to go back in and just repair the privacy fence along the property line, replacing pickets as necessary. Well, when they got in there and started doing the work, they found the majority of the structural supports along the fence line were rotted out. So we asked them to go back, reprice it for us, and let's see where it comes out. Well, the repairs to the privacy fence were coming in a little over $19,000. Due to the number of accidents that we've been seeing right there on that corner of Columbus and Fifth Street, we feel that it's best to go back with chain link, open up the sight line, let people see.
Great idea.
So this is what that number is for. This is a change order for that. We'll replace it all, put in chain link with barbed wire on top, and move forward with it.
I guess we do need a fence,
Yeah.
especially for the laydown yard.
For the laydown yard, I mean, we're gonna have all kinds of stuff in there, so.
We'll still have like entrance off of Columbus onto it, and we'll,
Yes, sir, both gates will still be on.
both gates will still be there, and we'll be able to secure it then. Yeah.
And that's kind of why we were wanting to leave the original fence, and eventually we'll might take it all down. But if we put up a new chain link, we'll leave it there.
Right.
Well, it said we're gonna remove the old fence.
Yes, sir.
Take all that wooden, or ever what that is. Good.
Yeah, eyesore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Judge, I agree 100%, especially making that corner more safe.
Yep.
Once a week.
At least.
A couple times a month, we hear the screech of tires, and all of a sudden a wham right there at that corner.
John's bracing for impact every day when he hears it.
We had to build a big old thing.
Move to approve, Judge.
Second. That motion second, any other discussion? No other discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Pass. Thank you.
All right, we'll move down to item I, budget amendments, I-1s regarding the FY24 budget. Francis?
Thank you. So starting with I-1A, this is general fund for the county auditor's office, and we're requesting to move within our budget to supplies and other services and charges. This is for supplies needed for the remainder of the year. Other services and charges includes the cost for printing and binding of our budget documents this year. And I said within our department, we moved as much as we could. We're also asking for a piece of that from contingencies in the general fund.
Okay. All right, any questions? All right, what's the pleasure?
Do you want me to go?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
I-1B, this is General Fund County Court at Law 1, requesting to move within that department into repair and maintenance and professional development for cost for the remainder of the year. I-1C1, this is a certification of revenue and related budget amendment. This is for interlocal agreements between Road and Bridge 1 and several entities. So you'll see the listing of those amounts there. And so we are certifying that total amount. And then the request is to increase the road construction materials line in Road and Bridge 1. I-1C2, this is also a certification of revenue for interlocal agreement. And this is between Road and Bridge 3 and the city of Golson. And so the budget amendment, with the budget amendment, we're increasing that revenue line. And then the request is to also increase road construction materials in the Road and Bridge 3 department. I-1C3, this is a certification of revenue for proceeds from vehicles that have been totaled, so their insurance proceeds that the county has received. And so you'll see those attached. The sheriff's office is asking to increase the capital outlay line in the general fund for that same amount. And this will allow them to purchase a Toyota Camry.
Okay, hold on a minute. So this is proceeds that are coming in from insurance?
Yes, sir. So the settlements.
Couple vehicles, several vehicles?
There's, yes, there's, I think there's three different claims here.
Yeah, and I mean, they need the vehicle. So was the vehicle not budgeted for? Was it not budgeted for?
The new one?
Yeah.
No, sir.
Okay. Okay, as a general rule, and this, you may remember years back, where stuff was sold and put back in, then added to the, in other words, it took a budget that was gone over, transparent, completely presented, the budget was approved, and then all of a sudden, or after that was approved, then money starts coming in from sale of other assets and added on to that, so there was things purchased outside the budgeting process. They were purchased with money that should have come back directly into the general fund. So I'm okay with this, but I'm just saying this is not I think the court established some time back that this is not a method of how we make additional purchases that weren't in the budgeting process. Does everybody understand that? And does anybody disagree with that? So, but so for this, it's not that much money, and so I'm good with it. Any other thoughts on that?
We just
You were
probably
here
need to
when-
reinforce it because we have talked about it in the past.
Yeah.
And, but yes.
Okay.
That would be also probably when we sell surplus items then, right?
It's exactly what it is, and so,
Okay.
and just because we're all friends, like if Road and Bridge had a bunch of equipment and sold it and reallocated the money and pumped up their budget above what was approved in the court.
And it needs to go back in the general fund.
It needs to go in the general fund and budget what you need.
Right.
Don't salvage to
Right.
buy something. All right, sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. I-1D, this is General Fund County Judge requesting to move within that department into supplies for costs for the remainder of the year. I-1E1, this is General Fund Countywide. There's a need to increase the accounting and auditing line. These are our costs related to our outside audits with Patillo, Brown and Hill. We are asking to increase that line from contingencies. I-1E2, this is a long budget amendment, but this is to accommodate all of the line item increases for the incentive pay for this year. So we moved from various lines into various lines. In total, the amount for incentive pay was $447,304. When you add in taxes and benefits, that comes to right under $550,000. I-1F, this is General Fund Commissioners Court Department. This is a requested increase also from contingencies, and this is to accommodate further cost for sign language interpreters.
For this fiscal year.
Can we go back real
Correct.
quick
Yes,
to the incentive pay?
Yes.
So incentive pay was only 447,
Yes.
and then how do we get to 1,018,000?
Oh, so to make it clear in the budget so we can track, we move it all into the one incentive pay line, and then we spread it to all the departments. So that's like a doubling up of it, but it's just an in and out. You'll see there at the top where it's all going into the countywide departments.
Mm-hmm.
And so then we spread it to all the department lines, and then you'll see in the decrease section at the end,
Mhm.
where we've pulled it back out of that countywide.
Okay.
It just, I know that can be kind of confusing, but it keeps it clear. So when y'all look at the
Clear
countywide
as
incentive
mud,
line, you can
so-
see the lump sum.
Okay, that's
If
fine.
not, it'd be spread out, and so it would be hard to see, so.
That's fine.
Okay.
I just, I
It-
see,
it's look-
you
it
say
looks-
one number, and then there's a number, there's a different,
Budget amendment.
larger
Yes,
number over
yes,
here.
Yes,
So,
that's just totaling all the increases and all the
All right.
decreases. Yes, sir.
counting tricks, so.
Let's see, did we finished I-1F, so that was Commissioner's Court for, sign language interpreters.
Tricks.
I-1G, this is General Fund District Attorney. This is a request to move within that department into professional services for costs for the remainder of the year. I-1H, this is Fund 150. This is the Court Reporter Service Fund. So this is a request from County Court at Law 3. And so this budget amendment will accommodate the cost related to a docking station for the court reporter in that court.
And that went through IT?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. I-1I, this is General Fund Health Services. They're requesting to move within their department into supplies and other services and charges. I-1J, this is General Fund for Heart of Texas Fairgrounds. This is an increase requested to come from contingencies and to increase their repair and maintenance line for those facilities. This includes repairs to a chiller, air handler unit, and that as well as the replacement of a transformer. I-1K, this is General Fund Human Resources, requesting to move within their department into other services and charges for some related cost for the CPR first aid training. I-1L1, this is General Fund Jury Service, requesting an increase to postage and shipping within that department. They were able to find the funds needed in the district clerk department, so it's a move between departments. I-1L2, this is General Fund Jury Service as well. This is a request to increase within that department into the line item for meals for jurors. I-1M, we need to defer that one today.
I'll make a motion, we defer.
Second.
Motion made and second. Any other discussion? No other discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Pass.
I-1N, this is General Fund Road and Bridge 2, requesting to move between various lines within that department to increase road construction materials in capital outlay. The capital outlay specifically is for the purchase of a chipper. I-1O, this is General Fund Road and Bridge Precinct 3, requesting to move within that department into other services and charges. I-1P, General Fund JP4. The request is to move between various lines in that department to cover costs for the remainder of the year, including supplies, other services, travel reimbursement. I-1Q, this is, we have a kind of a sub-fund of general fund. It's Fund 002. This is where we've been housing the proceeds, the insurance proceeds for the 2023 storm damage. And so we received right over 1.8 million in total. This increases the line items for the roof projects for juvenile, purchasing and records buildings. And then, of course, you approved another project earlier on the agenda. We'll bring that to you on the next agenda for approval. But this accommodates those 3 projects. And I think that concludes. So I-1A through I-1Q, with the exception of M that you deferred.
Okay, all right. What's the pleasure of the court?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion made and second. Any other discussion? No discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Pass.
All right, we have nothing under I2. That's the FY25 budget for this week, right, Francis?
That's correct.
All right, nothing under item J. Under item K, grants, grant proposals. K1 is our ARPA discussion. Under K1A, approval of blanket orders for beneficiary and subrecipient agreements. Judge, I think it'd be okay to go ahead and just pull this with no action, and I'll get with Mike and we'll resubmit when they are ready.
All right, pull with no action.
K1B is regarding the professional services agreement with BKD Forbes Mazars, authorization of grant administration services invoice through July 2024. This invoice totals $1,956.86, and it's for those services through the month of July. It's been reviewed and is recommended for approval.
Can I make a comment about ARPA?
Yes, sir.
About what I heard?
Yeah.
So Matt Chase, who is the executive director of the National Association of Counties, made a statement that there will be no clawback. And that ARPA is not a grant program. It is simply just funds given to the local governments.
Government giveaway program.
Yeah, government giveaway program. And that Senator Cornyn was extremely involved in a negotiation process that allowed for the category of the lost revenue, which I think we're finding, is very helpful. So that's just something that learned at the legislative conference this past week. And it seems like we have these discussions all the time. And I was texting Dustin, and to me, there is nothing that we have done none of our funds have been expended or obligated in a way that I think would cause us any problems whatsoever.
Well, as much money.
I give a lot of credit to that to Dustin and Francis.
Oh, yeah.
And the team.
Yeah, and then the consultants, we've actually spent.
Consultants, right, yeah.
Expending some of that money for consultants, even though may not be a clawback, we feel responsible of being
Right.
sure the money's spent exactly the way it was
Right.
intended. Unlike some other counties. I
Right,
know of
yeah,
that
yeah,
just
exactly.
hit the bottom line with all of it.
Yeah.
And, so they ought to be more relieved than us.
Yeah.
So, thank you, though. Thanks
You
for
bet.
sharing. All right, Justin?
And Judge, we do need to approve that. I don't think
Yeah.
there was a motion or second. I'm sorry.
Motion to approve the invoice from Forbes.
Second.
Motion made and second. Any other discussion? No other discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Pass.
A1C is authorization of correction to amended beneficiary agreement with Elk Oak Lake Water Supply Corporation. Back in July, we approved an amended beneficiary agreement. The amount included was incorrect. It should read $407,500. We just need a motion to approve that correction.
Okay,
What did it read?
what was the amount that it did?
It read, it was 100 and something thousand. It was just copied and pasted from a different agreement, or it was not updated in Elk Oak Lakes. I think they had the amount that was due to Byron or one of those.
So it just shifts the money, to the proper spot from the.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, originally it was okay, and then when we amended the agreement, that wrong amount was included, so the $407,500 is what was allocated to EOL all along. It was just incorrect amount was in the amended agreement.
Okay,
All right, I'll make a motion, we approve that amendment.
second.
Motion second, any other discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Pass.
K2 is regarding victim coordinator and liaison grant, authorization of grant contract with the Office of Attorney General. In April, the court approved the submission of this grant application for the DA's office. It's been awarded and it's for one full-time position in the Victim Services Unit with a grant award of $49,500.
All right, any questions? Not, what's the pleasure of the court?
Motion to approve the grant contract.
Second.
All right, have motion second, any other discussion? No other discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Pass.
Under item L, Department Office Specific Requests, L1's Heart of Texas Fair Extra Event Center, discussion under action regarding facility master plan design and market study. If we can pull these with no action, L1A and L1B, this will be resubmitted on a future agenda.
All right, pull with no action on both of those items.
L2's Information Technology, authorization of technology equipment destruction. John?
You're on mute, John.
Sorry about that. Sorry, this is a Surface Pro that has gone bad, and since the hard drives can't be removed, we just need to destroy it.
Motion to approve the equipment destruction.
All right, I'll second, any other discussion? No other discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Pass.
L3 is purchasing, approval of revised McLennan County purchasing policies and procedures. Ken?
I have a few things that I felt like I needed to address in the purchasing policy,
Okay.
and I'll just run through just those changes real quick. On the first page, I did want to add Tim Kubos as a contract administrator, one little thing. On page 4, paragraph, item number 6, has to do with the IT department. The Information Technology Department will review all purchase requests made by departments for software and hardware data processing equipment. This procedure is followed to ensure compatibility, standardization, and network security. To purchase any other data processing goods or services, the user department must obtain approval from the IT department. After approval from the ID department, we will follow the purchasing procedure set down in the policy.
Good one.
Yeah, that was something that we felt we really needed. On page 5, we had a note that I added. It's like a third little section down. Certain purchases are approved in Commissioner's Court, but the court approval does not exempt the purchase from following the purchasing procedures expressed in this policy. We have some stuff passing through Commissioner's Court. They come to us, they want us to buy it right now. Well, there's certain things that we look at before we will process the order. So we just want to make sure that they understand that we're meeting the bid requirements and all that needs to be met. Sometimes stuff is passing through. It may be on a cooperative agreement, but it doesn't say it. And we want to make sure that it says that. So we felt like this was something, because we've had a few things here recently. It goes through court and they come out of court and want us to order it immediately. Well, we sometimes need to take a look at it as well. So not saying anything bad about the court.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ken.
Page 6, kind of down in the body of 14, last paragraph of 14, just want to make sure that, again, if we allow an emergency purchase verbally, we still want people to come back, put in a requisition to follow up with that emergency purchase so that we can process a purchase order to cover that. Sometimes they're doing an emergency purchase and they think they're done. Well, we still need to cover it with a purchase order.
Need a paper trail.
Yes, need a paper trail. And then for some of our folks in the room, paragraph number 14, on grants and federal funds, county will follow the terms of the grant procurement of the terms for use of federal funds procurement, including 2 CFR 200.38. I lost my voice. Including 2 CFR 200.318 through 327. That's just some of those policy, items that we need to follow in using the federal grant.
Okay.
And so we added that. And I think that covers the changes that I made. Just I thought if we're updating one thing that we'd just kind of take an overall look and try to cover some other things that's come up over the last year.
Okay. On the emergency purchase, is there a limit?
It's not really, let's say, a limit. I mean, on a small emergency, yes, we'd need to stay under a $50,000 limit. If it's a major catastrophe, there's not really a limit, but there's a time limit. We can only declare an emergency for a short period of time, and then we're going to have to follow our bidding rules and regulations. It just depends on the size of our emergency.
Okay. All right. Any questions? What's the pleasure of the court?
Move to approve the recommended changes.
Second.
A motion been made and second. Any other discussion? No other discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Pass.
L4 is County Sheriff, approval of order declaring certain property as not meeting the criteria for salvage or surplus and authorizing the disposal of said waste property. This is for vest and rifle plates. And I believe these are just ones that are all out of date, and we just need the authorization to dispose of those.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and second. Any other discussion? No other discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Pass.
L5, Specialty Court, authorization of order accepting donations. These donations are in your packet, and we just need a motion to accept those donations for Specialty Court for the month of August.
Move to approve.
I'll second. Any other discussion? No other discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Pass.
Under item M, M1's authorizations regarding the McLennan County Christmas event, including approval of orders for acceptance of donations, approval ratification of purchases, and committee updates and related matters. And we also have M1A as a ratification of lease agreement with Gigs Incorporated. TJ?
Both of these are just ratifications, one for the purchase of the food and supplies for the barbecue plate fundraiser. The other one is the approval for the rental agreement with Gigs for our carnival equipment that will be delivered.
All right, any questions?
Move to approve M1 and M1A.
Second.
Okay, motion made and second. The only question that I've got, Dustin, I don't want, so the county purchased the food that was prepared and sold, right?
No,
Yeah, we only use the funds that are sitting that we're holding specifically for this event. So those have been either donations or proceeds from the other events that have already occurred.
Okay.
And so we keep that in like a balance sheet account, and it's in and out almost. So we don't ever touch county funds.
Okay. All right, thank you. I was just trying to be clear on that.
It does run through, of course, the same AP process in our office,
Yeah.
but it doesn't touch.
Well, it was really, y'all did a great job, and it was really good, too.
Really.
And I appreciate all the work that everyone did, and, hopefully leveraging that effort will let us have a really good celebration during the Christmas holidays for the employees. Okay.
Do you want to bring up the next fundraiser?
Hang on just a minute. So we have a motion and a second. I had a little discussion. Other than that, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, pass. Go ahead.
September 11th, we're doing hot dogs and hamburgers. Then the following Wednesday, we'll do breakfast tacos. So
Okay.
come on by.
Thank you. right, Dustin.
All right, item M2 is regarding the local provider participation fund, authorization of intergovernmental transfers of funds derived from the county healthcare provider participation fund, and this is under the graduate medical education program. Heather?
Yes, sir. So we're requesting to IGT up to the balance in the LPPF of $1,159,090.49. And as Dustin said, it's for the GME Graduate Medical Education FY 2020 retroactive IGT request. And the IGT requested amount is $200,533.26 with a due date of September 9th and a settlement date of September 10th.
Okay, any questions?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Have motion second, any other discussion? No other discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Pass. Thank you.
Thank you.
Moving down to item M4, discussion and or action regarding the McLennan County Central Appraisal District 2025 Board of Directors candidate nominations and related resolution. We need to get our candidate nominations into the appraisal district before October 15th, 2024. So last year we nominated, our sole nominee was Commissioner Perry. We can do anywhere from 1 to 5 positions. There is one change in the timing of this year. So we'll submit those to the appraisal district before October 15th. Then before October 30th, we will get the ballot back. Once we get the ballot back, we used to have until December 15th to return our ballot, but now we have to within 3 days of the second meeting following the receipt of the ballot. So our office will be tracking that, but it'll be a little bit of an expedited timeline this go around. So I think if we want to, I don't know if we want to just move forward with Commissioner Perry if he's willing, or if we want to defer, we have until October 15th to do this.
I'd like to go ahead and move on it. I mean, if
Sounds good
he's,
to me. Sounds good
be
to
the
me.
same pay, and it doesn't involve the rest of the court, so.
That says it all.
So I would like to make a motion, we nominate Commissioner Perry as our
Second.
representative. And we have a second, any other discussion? Anybody want to you want a campaign speech or anything like that? If, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Pass.
M5 is authorization of McLennan County's Phase 2 Municipal Separate Storm Sewer Systems Annual Stormwater Report for Year 5, 2023. Zane?
Yes, sir. So this is the 5th year for the report, and it's recommended for the court to approve the judge to sign the report and send it to TCEQ.
All right, any questions for Zane? All right, what's the pleasure of the court?
Motion to approve the annual storm water report.
Second.
I have a motion second, any other discussion? No other discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Pass.
Thank you.
Thank you, Zane.
M6 is authorization of Texas Association of Counties Total Loss Settlement Offer. Francis?
Yes, this is an offer from Texas Association of Counties for a 2017 Ford Explorer. The cash value was $7,511. And so after backing off our $2,500 deductible, that would give us a net payment of $5,011. So we just need you to accept that offer if you choose to.
Okay, any questions?
Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion second, any other discussion? No other discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Pass.
M7 is authorization of order approving the temporary closure of a portion of Ford Street in Precinct 4. Commissioner Perry?
Thank you, Dustin. This is probably the 3rd or 4th year that this neighborhood does this. We've never had any issues with it. We drop barricades off, they put them up, they take them down, we pick them up. So we'd like to cooperate with them again this year, and they're a fundraiser, so I'd make a motion to approve.
Second. Any other discussion? No other discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Pass.
M8 is authorization of reappointment to the Heart of Texas Behavioral Health Network Board of Trustees. BHN is requesting the reappointment of Josh Borderood to the Board of Trustees. If reappointed, his term would run through September the 2nd, 2026.
I'll make a motion, we approve.
Second.
Motion made and second, any other discussion? No other discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Pass. And please extend our thanks for him representing us.
Yes, sir, will do. Moving down to the supplemental agenda, under item B, B1 is ratification of termination of customer service agreements with UniFirst. Ken?
We've been visiting with the Road and Bridge precincts, and also I believe we have a contract with maintenance of equipment. We haven't been getting the service that we would like from UniFirst, and we've been visiting with a different company, Centos, and I think we have approval from all precincts and from maintenance of equipment to move to using that uniform service. Can't tell you about any monetary change or anything. We're just in the throes, but I have to give UniFirst a 30-day notice.
All
Our
right.
contract
If
ends.
If they, all those folks.
Oh, and this is like a ratification. I've
Yeah,
already said.
okay, I'll make a motion, we approve that.
Second.
Motion made and seconded, any other discussion? No other discussion, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, pass.
All right, under item B2, regarding the 415 Columbus Avenue site demolition proposal with Walker Partners. This is an invoice through July, and it totals $700, and it's been reviewed and recommended for approval.
All right, any questions?
Move to approve.
Second.
Have a motion second, any other discussion? No other discussion, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, pass.
Under B3, regarding the Old Springfield Road Waterline Improvement Project. This is an agreement with Walker Partners, invoice services through July, and it totals $7,269.20. It has been reviewed and recommended for approval.
Okay, any questions? If not, I'll make a motion we approve.
Second.
Motion made and second, any other discussion?
So we're doing all this so we can give it to the city of Waco, right?
Yeah.
And we're how far along? It looks that's about halfway on their part. Is that no?
So let's say
It's about half, a little less than half on their part.
On the engineering
Yes,
part?
sir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Correct.
Wow. Okay.
Okay, any other questions? Not, what's the pleasure of the court?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Have a motion second, any other discussion? No other discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, pass.
Judge, that should be all the action items.
Okay,
We did approve the, what am I trying to say, the consent agenda, right?
yes, sir.
Okay, I want to make.
Yeah, there wasn't any pull, so it was
Right.
pretty quick.
Okay.
And we had the burn ban report. He threw water on our burn ban.
Sure did. Not enough.
Yeah, not enough. And then also, remember, we're getting into this coming year, so any items you want to put in the work session for us to start working on, before we get into next year's budget and all those kind of things, please give those to Dustin and Reagan, and they'll get them in there. There was a brief discussion back in the end of budget about the time clock deal, and I know there's some issues, and so I thought what we'd do is take time to really talk about all that and see what the challenges are and move on with it. So I asked Dustin to put that on there to talk about as well. Anything else to come before the court? If not, we stand adjourned.